Welcome everybody, it's me GhostCritic with a special YouTube upload video. For those who have been tuning into my channel for a while now, you'll have seen my YouTube video output has been drastically cut back to my one show a week that you get on a Saturday morning. And I did say that there will be times when I'll be doing one-off specials, and this is certainly one of those times. This weekend just gone, I was contacted through Twitter from a comic book creator who asked if I'd like to see an advanced issue of a comic that he is bringing out independently. And I jumped at the chance to take a look at some new work and give my view of it and get the message out to other like-minded comic book readers that something good's coming out soon and you should be checking it out. So, without further ado, so the last time I heard the name Noah Dorsey, he was attached as co-creator of the 4-issue miniseries coming out of the Image stable Non-Humans, billed as a Blade Runner Toy Story sci-fi tale, and then we didn't hear much from him. But he's been busy teaming up with artist Zomba with a very different kind of book. Released through local Denver company ER Studios and released exclusively through Mile High Comics, on June the 29th, Noah and Zombo will be bringing us Saint Chaos, a dark, twisted and psychotic tale about the man who just wants to die. Right at the beginning of the book, Noah Dorsey plunges the reader into the life of Simon Monroe, just as he's about to commit suicide. And he has just cause. Simon Monroe is not a character whose shoes you want to be walking in. His girlfriend of 2 years sleeps with one of his colleagues and contracts herpes, which he may or may not have. The guy who slept with his girlfriend spikes his morning coffee at work with cocaine on the day that the company is doing their annual drug testing. He obviously gets fired from his job. 2 weeks later, his mother is brutally murdered, and then to top it all off, his cat commits suicide by throwing itself from his apartment window. Simon's not having a great life. Unfortunately for Simon, he hasn't got the courage to commit suicide. So he looks towards an urban myth that is proliferated around the local community. And that is, if you leave a dozen white roses in a trash can in a park near a swing where a boy accidentally hung himself, the ghost of the boy will follow you home and choke you to death. Unfortunately, it's not the ghost of this boy that finds Simon. It is our kind of villainous character, Honeycomb, who finds him. Honeycomb is like those characters you find in the kind of Saw and Hostel films, where they kidnap people and find numerous gory, torturous ways to kill their victims. Now, as Simon's telling Honeycomb the story of how he is where he is now, Honeycomb has concocted an even worse torture for Simon. Now, Honeycomb is going to let Simon live for 4 days. Ironically, on this 4th day, it is Honeycomb's birthday. So as one life goes on another year, another life is going to die. Now, Simon's not going to know how or when he's going to die on that 4th day, and Honeycomb throws him back into the world and lets him do whatever he's going to do for the next 4 days. And Simon really doesn't know what to do. So he goes home, but on the way home he comes across a black guy who is being intimidated on his walk home by a group of white local community members. He rescues him, and then we see from here, as the book ends, Simon's evolvement into being Saint Chaos, a kind of crazed vigilante who really has nothing to lose and has no fear. Let's talk about the artwork for this title, which is fantastic. Sombahuske isn't a name that I'm familiar with, but he fits this book perfectly. He plays around with panel structures, with the background effects. There are some just beautiful one-page splashes of characters within his book, and his art style kind of traverses from a very stark, almost Wrightson-esque pencil and ink style to colour bleeding into some pages, and then you get this kind of bold blocks of monochromatic colour. And it's not just kind of like the overall images. His character work is just so fine. Simon Monroe, he portrays at the beginning as this exhausted, world-weary character, but as you go on towards the very end of the title, you see him become something so different, a very determined and bold character. And you have on the Traverse side Honeycomb, this maniacal psychotic killer. It is all just beautiful work. Now, Noah pitched this to me as a crime noir title, and while I could certainly see elements of that towards the end of this book, the title is certainly entrenched within the horror genre, which is no bad thing. This book was certainly right up my alley. Overall, it's a fine first introduction to his first issue. The characters are all there, the images and the settings, the mood, yes, that's all there. If you're a fan of Nick Spencer's Bedlam, or you've recently got into Straczynski's new title 10 Grand, then this book is definitely for you. I'm going to be putting all the links to Noah's Twitter, the Mile High Comics website, so you can go and grab yourself a copy of this, pre-order it now. And I just want to say thank you to Noah for sending me a pre-advanced copy of this for me to review. Thank you very much. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and anyone who's watching this, go get a copy.